guys. Welcome back to ASMR Money Mentor. This is part 2 of 21 signs that whisper, quiet millionaire. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you being here. Do me a favor, hit the like button now. I would really appreciate it so I can send this message to more people, and consider subscribing to my channel as well. This is just the beginning of a channel that is dedicated in an ASMR format to helping people build wealth over time. Last time we talked about the Millionaire Next Door, and I'm tying together this topic with 21 signs that whisper, quiet millionaire. I got this idea from another YouTube channel, Ty Kim, called Financial Tortoise. And we're continuing on with part 2. So thank you again for being here with me tonight. I hope you had a great day. I hope you're relaxed. I hope you turn down the lights a little bit and relax as we talk about the rest of these items that whisper, quiet millionaire. We left off on number 11. Most millionaires next door own subtle but expensive things. I'm wondering if that may surprise you just a little bit. They own subtle but expensive things. And that could not be more true than for myself. I want to tell a brief story. I had a friend once that we were out at the mall shopping. We went to Williams-Sonoma, and I wanted to buy a spatula. And I found a spatula that is wooden with really high quality rubber on it. And it was probably like $18 spatula. And I remember my friend teased me relentlessly about buying a spatula that cost $18. Well, this same friend of mine, coworker, ended up, and this was years ago, defaulting on his mortgage. He lost his home. He made a lot of financial mistakes. And I still have the spatula in my kitchen. Right now, I should have brought it to show you. And it's like 12 years later or more. I think it's 15 years later. So it's subtle. It was expensive for a spatula. And I still own it. And I use it almost every day with oatmeal and protein powder. So why not put your money into something that will last years? If I would have bought one that was $2.50 from Target or Walmart, I would not have that spatula most likely today because it would have fallen apart. So just always remember to own subtle but expensive things and keep it in check. Number 12, as a sign that whispers, quiet millionaire, is most of us have a very simple home decor. Which is very true for me. I've talked to you about this condo that I bought in 2003. I've probably had maybe 4 redesigns in 20 years. And my redesigns were always pretty subtle. They were changing out wall color, maybe changing a rug, lets a lot of light in. I moved my couch to the other side of the room because if I had it on one side, people could see me from the building across the street. But if I moved it, it was more strategically placed so nobody could see me, and yet I could still let the light in to the space. Rather than going and buying a new condo, that's what I did. So most millionaires have a very simple home decor. Number 13. Millionaires that live next door avoid off-the-shelf financial advisors. I've been saving and investing since 2005. It is now 2024. I have never had a financial advisor. I put my money into low-cost index funds that ride the S&P 500. That truly is all you have to do. Now, as we move forward, you will learn that I did hire Vanguard. I enrolled in their financial services where they charge me 1/3% of the money they manage, and I'll talk about the money they manage a little bit later. So it is assets under management, but it's 1/3%, not 1%, on my Roth IRA and my taxable account. And I did it because I wanted to set up meetings where I could talk to them, and they're going to help me manage my money, and put money in the right areas once I do retire, which will probably be in another year. But off-the-shelf advisors are people that you get referred to. Maybe you get something in the mail and it says, come to this free dinner. Those are the types of things you probably want to avoid, and most millionaires next door avoid off-the-shelf financial advisors. Number 14, we keep good counsel. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe, like I said, I will talk to Vanguard about money. Good counsel, maybe a tax person, although I do my taxes myself. I don't have attorneys. My financial life is very simple. Again, I just invest in my 401k, my Roth IRA, my taxable account, and my health savings account. I call those my fabulous four, which I will talk about as we move forward. So I'm not exactly sure what they meant by keep good counsel, but if it's that, then I will say that I'm good at that. Number 15, most millionaires that live next door, and a sign that whispers quiet millionaire is most of us have a very small circle of trusted friends, which is very true for me. I have very few friends. I can count on them on one hand. And they've been with me for decades. I'm not saying that I'm not open to other friends. I'm just saying that I tend to have a small circle. And according to this article, most millionaires, I guess, also have a very small group of trusted friends. Most of us travel light. So when I do travel, or did travel on business quite a bit, I think I talked about that in a few episodes back. I traveled for 17 or 18 years on business trips, and I always traveled super light. 2 pairs of pants, a few shirts, just the basics. I did not need anything more. And you learn as well to buy articles of clothing that go well together. And again, you don't need a whole lot of clothing. You buy quality. Nothing wrong with buying slightly expensive items. You don't want to buy something that's going to fall apart. You probably don't need a name brand. But most millionaires travel pretty light, and I would say that I do as well. Number 17, a subtle sign that whispers quiet millionaire is we ignore general financial media. So I would say that is very true for me. As I mentioned previously, I do not have cable, so I'm not watching Fox News, I'm not watching CNBC, I'm not following every little financial thing that comes our way. It will drive you crazy if you start listening to people that say we're going to go into a recession, we're going to go into a bear market, we're going to be this, we're going to be that. Try to control what you can control. That's all you really have to do. I just ignore the general financial media. Now, you guys know I was a fan of the Susie Orman show, and that was something that I did follow, so I can't say that I didn't follow, but I didn't really follow other financial gurus. So find one financial guru that you like. Maybe it's Dave Ramsey. There's a whole slew of them, and follow them if you must, if it's going to help motivate you, because really that's all you probably need, and that's all I needed. I learned the basics, but I went back to the show because I wanted to reinforce my commitment every single week. Number 18, as a subtle sign that whispers, quiet, millionaire is, I'm sorry, did I say 18? The next one is number 19, which is very well read. Most millionaires are very well read. Now, for me, I have to be honest and say I've read some good financial books, as you can see. One of my favorites, as well as the Money book by Susie Orman in 2005. As far as other things, I don't really read that much. I think I heard somewhere, probably read it, that Warren Buffett would read like a book a week or something. You know, I'm a busy person, and you know what? I don't want to give an excuse. That's terrible to say, isn't it? I was going to give an excuse as far as why I don't read. But I could spend, or I could find the time to read. Just like for you right now, you might be thinking you don't have time to learn personal finance, but you're here, and that's awesome. Most people say they don't have time, they're too busy, they've got too much going on. So I don't want to come up with an excuse. I think that once I segue out of corporate America, I think I probably will read a lot more. It's on my list of things that I want to concentrate on when I do segue into the next phase of my life. Remember, I don't like the word retirement. Number 20. Most millionaires are obsessed about time. And I'm going to expand on that a little bit. Not only am I obsessed about time, I'm obsessed about all aspects of time and time management. I remember when I was 23 years old, so this is even before I really learned about personal finance. As you know, I had a bankruptcy at age 29. But when I was 23 or 24, I met somebody that told me, I'll never forget, he said that he can iron a shirt in 3 minutes, and he would try to time himself to iron that shirt in 3 minutes or less. Now, when you take a task like that, ironing a shirt, and if you say to yourself, oh, I don't have time to do my ironing, if that's something that you need to do, you have to switch that in your mind a little bit and say, you know what, it only takes 3 minutes to do per shirt. So why not turn the iron on and get going? Those 3 minutes are going to go by before you know it. The same is true with building wealth. I remember when I was broke at 40, I said, Evan, you're going to need to master 5-year increments at a time. And I knew exactly where I wanted to be in 5 years. I knew exactly where I wanted to be in 10 years. And I knew exactly where I wanted to be in 15 years. And I made it happen. Now, you guys know I had a job every year. So in some regard, I got lucky because the income, although modest, did keep going up. However, if I did lose my job, I'm sure I would have had the confidence to find another job. It would have been hard, and it probably would have set me back. But I think my commitment was so solidified by that point that nothing would have stopped me. And the final item that whispers quiet millionaire is most millionaires are obsessed about freedom. When I started on my journey towards financial independence, and by the way, I started saving and investing before I even knew what financial independence was. But I knew I was trying to be as wealthy as I could possibly be. That's all I knew. I was an optimist, and I would optimize every single year. And I knew that I would someday get to the things that I was starting to learn about through my journey. And some of the buzzwords were, it was called financial independence. Okay, great. Another thing you hear is financial freedom. Some people think that, you can't have true freedom unless you have the choice to not work for money. So I'm going to close with that today. I want you to think about positioning yourself for the greatest success over time with money, so that you can someday get to a point where you no longer need or want your paycheck from a job. Think about that as we end this episode. So thank you for joining me. This has been part 2 of the 21 signs that whisper quiet millionaire. I hope you liked this video. If so, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys